Alright, so there was a question on Facebook groups here for electric string players. So I thought I would give them a quick reply here. It says, hey, I'm a very rusty avocational player, but trying to pick it back up. However, I don't like hearing myself play. What about the quality of sound I produce? Can I change? Is it the Fender violin? D'Addario helicore strings? My bow is carbon fiber, but I live in an extremely humid climate, so I'm not willing to bring Pernambuco wood bow. Any suggestions would help. Better quality sound would be appreciated. Okay, so a couple things here. Very happy to hear that you're getting back into it. That's great to hear. Music is one of these wonderful hobbies that can go with you throughout a lifetime. And even if you do drop it off, you can always pick it back up. So don't be worried about that. However you remember yourself sounding, you can get back to that. A couple things though. I noticed you said you're using the D'Addario helicore strings. Now, I use these two on my electric violin, Black Betty. I'll get her for here. So this is my main instrument here for electric gigs. It's my acoustic electric Barkus Berry, and I do use the helicore strings myself. I really like that they have a very clear tonal quality with not too much richness in overtones, which is actually a detrimental thing when you're doing electronic input, because I want a clear signal going in so that my effects can then affect the clear signal the way I want, rather than the way that the strings produce. Okay, hope that makes sense. They are a little bit of a thinner string, however, and what that means is that it does take a little bit more nuance in your technique to play in tune, to have a good sound. So, you may want to consider, for the time being, going down to something a little bit cheaper. I would recommend the same brand, D'Addario Asante, is a great choice because it's a softer string. It'll be easier on your fingers, it won't hurt so much so you can play longer until you build back up resistance on your fingertips, and they're also a little bit more forgiving in their tone quality. So you'll sound great even if you're not perfect. So I do recommend those to kind of like my intermediate students as well. There's also this, I think it's probably some sort of Piastro brand. It came with my Yamaha YEV. It's got a kind of an orange and red. And then at the top it's got the colors similar to like a dominant, where it's got kind of the green, yellow, red, and black for the different string colors. So if you know what those are, these are also a pretty good choice. And this has been pretty flexible for me as a backup fiddle. So take it with a grain of salt. Now in terms of your bow, carbon fiber is fine. I use it a lot for my electric violin as well for the same reason, because it gives less richness to the sound and more of a clear, pure tone, which can then be modified through my inputs, through the mixer, through the soundboard. From there, you have a lot of flexibility to control your tone. You may want to take a look at Matt Bell's videos about IRs. That might be something to look into to help customize your tone. But really I do a lot of shaping just simply with EQ on the mixing board and a little bit of reverb on my pedal. If you're getting back into it, I do recommend you start with your scales and your arpeggios, all those boring things. Those will build back up your flexibility, practicing your exercises. You know, maybe get back into the sits or Kreutzer exercises, finger lifting donus exercises. If you'd like to contact me, the donus exercises are past their copyright, so I can send you a copy of that digitally if you'd like as well. You can also check out my YouTube channel where I have helpful videos about learning how to loop certain songs, certain things about music theory, and also my performances of my live music as well, so you compare and contrast. This has been Michael Bones, happy to help. Until next time, stay cool, my baby!